We're at the very margins of the Eden Valley here. Here's Brough, and we're aiming to go to a valley that's in here. And if we flick to the on survey version of this in Bing Maps, we can start to zoom in a bit. And if we just go along here a bit, we'll find a place called Bleaberry Beck, and if we zoom in further, we'll find that there are several waterfalls, Bleaberry Falls, and another one further down here called, I think it's called Slapwath Force there, and another one further down. And it's the hottest day of the year, so we'll go and get there really early and see if we can have a nice swim in what is probably a very diminished river at this time. So here we are, the very edge of the Eden Valley, and it's just gone 7 o'clock and it's 25 degrees centigrade, and we're aiming to go over there in that area that's greener, and that's where Bleaberry Beck runs, and that's where there might be the opportunity for a swim if there's any water. So let's go. Well, we've got some good news. We're at the bottom of the valley now with our target over there. We have to cross this little river here, this little beck, and the good news is there's some water in the beck, which I was worried there might not be. Let's see how it looks, and to be honest, it doesn't look very appealing. It looks pretty rank. Let's hope the other beck's better. So after 1 hour of walking, just about, and pretty low intensity walking at that, I'm hoping that there's a waterfall in behind there, Bleaberry Falls. And as you see, we're in a little valley here, and the beck has some water in, but not a lot. And over there is the starting point. So anyway, we'll go around that corner and see what we've got. So here we are, round the corner, as predicted, and the force doesn't look like it's doing much forcing at the moment, so we'll go and see if there's a plunge pool at the bottom where I can get a dip. I'm not very hopeful. So here we are at Bleaberry Falls, just a trickle and not a hint of a pool to swimming under it. Unusual. There's usually plunge pools in waterfalls of this type, but not here. So we're going to have to go back downhill about a mile and see if we can find something better there. So I'm going to have a rest first. So after walking maybe a mile, 3/4 of a mile downstream, we get to the second waterfall, which I think is called Slapwath Force or something like that. And although the beck is still insignificant, we have what is needed for swimming, a plunge pool. So I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I've been bitten by deer flies and ticks, so maybe time for a dip. Doesn't look very deep, but I think there'll just be enough here to have a very modest dip and get rid of some of the moisture that my body has accrued walking up here on the hottest day of the year. Okay, but it's not very deep, and that's it's only about 3 foot deep, and it's all shale at the bottom, but just enough to get cool. And
yeah, not bad. Not exactly worth walking all that distance for, unless you just want to cool off and have somewhere nice to go. But yeah, it's in the shade, the hottest day of the year, and yeah. So there's another pool further down. We'll check that one out, see what that one's like. It's a bit deeper. Okay.
We're just going to follow the beck down a few hundred yards to another waterfall with another pool, which hopefully will be a bit deeper and better for a swim. I swam that in April when it was cold, but it was pretty good. And one thing to bear in mind now, it's about 9:30 and it's beginning to heat up on what I'm sure the sun is calling Friday, because everywhere is going to fry. So let's get downhill without wasting any more time, so we can get another dip and then get out of the sun. The second pool's actually just down there, past those birch trees and down, but since I came here in spring, the bracken's all grown up and it's so hot now, I don't fancy wading through all that bracken and getting more ticks on me for a swim. So if I don't find another way down, I think we'll give it a miss today and find a better way to get in, probably from the bottom on a day where it's a little bit cooler. So the other pool's just round that corner there, and the bracken subsided, but I'm not going to go today now because the sky has cleared and there's easy places to get a swim around here. Oh, look what we've got there, a deer. So that was nice to see. Oh, going up through the bracken, and where there's deer there's ticks.
Here's what the lower waterfall and plunge pool looked like in the middle of April, before all the bracken had grown up, and as you can see it's quite a decent sized plunge pool. The waterfall isn't quite as high, but the pool is definitely larger and deeper, and I think it's probably best accessed once the bracken has grown up via walking up the beck from lower down.
So I'm back at the car now. So this is 3.5 hours after I started. So it's middle of the morning now, 10:30, and it's 30.5 degrees at my car. My weather station that is running about 5 miles away from here is reading 34 degrees. So it's getting hot now.
So there we have it. Bleaberry Beck's an out of the way place for a nice walk and a nice dip on the hottest day of the year, and probably lots of other days as well.